My full name is Dr.Y.O.Mohammad. I was born in 1976. Now it's about I am 33 years old. I born in Chamchamal district near to Kirkuk City. It's about 200 kilometers northwest Baghdad. Really, I'm interested in mineralogy. Also, I'm interested really in reactions related to subduction rocks, especially rhodingite, albitite, and special kind of rock. Also, I use the mineralogy as a tool to solve some geothermobarometric problems or thermodynamic problems that how can I say, to solve a system of rocks. Also now my research focus on the ultra high pressure metamorphism. I work on the microstructure of this kind of rock. Really, I think the level, they have a good level, good scientific level. Just maybe a little more hard work, and most important thing, I hope that they practice their English language, because it's a very important tool to introduce your work and research to other nations. This is our works. So I hope that they focus on the language and a little bit hard study. I think maybe the difference in Iraq, especially most important thing, in for undergraduate students, we teach them all topics in English. We don't speak in our native language in the classes. So this is first. Second, the difference, maybe our scientific level is not so high as Japanese university. And third, our student may be a little bit activer than Japanese. They discuss with their staffs in many subjects about the study, but I think Japanese student, I don't know. I done 5 lectures. I didn't get many questions from Japanese, but in Iraq the students, they ask many questions. I think Japan is very good country to do a scientific research, because why? They have most of things. They have tools. The main tool is a reference and maybe lab apparatus. So all things are they're in their labs, so they have a good chance to do a research. So I think more study, more research, maybe more development for their and their countries. So I focused on the research and reviewing the reference. So it's very important for them to make a good research. I think the most efficient way, maybe for me, from my experience, I think they depend on themselves and they communicate with the international scientists, and they send their researchers to proof read by their scientists. I think this is important point to develop, because in scientific communication you saw your mistake and what's right and what's wrong. So I think maybe communication with the scientific community, international scientific community, maybe support their ability to make a good research. I think it's very an excellent program, because why? because of two reasons. We have a student and a professor. The students maybe inform or get or they are familiar with a new system of teaching, because maybe I have a different teaching style to other Japanese professor, or maybe from other countries. Some professor come to Japan, they have a different teaching style, maybe provide new informations, and the important thing, maybe they practice their abilities to scientific communication with other peoples. Maybe in Japan they have some kind of shy, they can't communicate well with their professor. So I think guest professor program is very excellent in this point. And second, for a guest professor, especially for me and other guest professor, maybe a good chance to meet a new professor and to discuss a new idea and new founding, and also construct bilateral work or a group work for the future study.
Wow, that's great.
I want to say to Professor Mikawa, is maybe like my father. He helped me so much. I never forget his kindness and helpfulness for me. Really, it's amazing for me. I never saw this behavior from maybe sometime my relative in Iraq, and how about Japanese. So it's amazing for me and it's unbelievable. So from this point, I think Japan and Japanese people maybe is excellent people for me. And my message for Japanese student, there's one important point I want to mention it. More study means more research. More research means more development. So more development for Japan, it's very nice for any person to have a hand to develop their country. So I hope they made a lot of research, and this is based on the good and hard work study.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ve